Okay, all flight controllers, go for landing. Retro. Go. Fido. Go. Guidance. Go. Control. Go. Telcom. Go. GNC. Go. Ecom. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're go for landing.
There is nothing wrong with your television. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are now controlling the transmission. We control the horizontal and the vertical. We can deluge you with 1,000 channels or expand one single image to crystal clarity and beyond. We can shape your vision to anything our imagination can conceive. For the next hour, we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the deepest inner mind to the outer limits.
What exactly are you wearing?
I'm sorry.
You look like you have a swimsuit on to me.
No, it's not a swimsuit, and I did not know this was a court day. I just told the lady back there that I'm not dressed properly for court at all.
Really? Yes,
Yes.
you are not. I agree with that 100%. That's very insulting to me, that you would come into my courtroom dressed like that.
I apologize. I had no idea it was in as a visit and not a court date. So I was unaware that this was a court date. Because she wrote on the back of the car, a visit.
Yo, I want you at the podium. What exactly are you wearing?
I'm
You
sorry.
look like you have a swimsuit on to me.
No, it's not a swimsuit, and I did not know this was a court day. I just told the lady back there that I'm not dressed properly for court at all.
Really?
Y'all, look, this is what the Black Manosphere is talking about. Look, I mean, this is unacceptable attire and wear. Like, this is what we're talking about out here. You know, there is a section of women out here that just think that they can do whatever that they want to do. They got the Aleister Crowley mindset that they can wear what they want to wear, act the way that they want to act, behave that the way they want to behave. It's time to get the clowns out. It is time to get the clowns out. This is clown behavior right here. This doesn't represent, look, this is shameful. This is straight up shameful to have a Black woman that's representing Black women dressed like this. This is what we mean about bringing shame back. We got to bring it back.
Yes, you are not. I agree with that 100%. That's very insulting to me, that you would come into my courtroom dressed like that.
I apologize. I had no idea it was in as a visit.
And it doesn't matter. That's the thing, is that it doesn't matter. If you go to court, you are at court. It's not a visit. If you're visiting a church or visiting a court, this still is unacceptable. This is unacceptable attire. You know, this is just a lack of home training, a straight up lack of home training. And this is exactly what we're talking about here in the sphere when it comes to a certain section of women in the community dressed like clowns, like straight clowns. And he wasn't having it. He wasn't having it.
And not a court date. So I was unaware that this was a court date.
And look at how everybody looking at you. Look how embarrassing she is, and how everybody is in the courtroom is like, that's no justification. That's no reason. We got to get the clowns out. We got to get the clowns
I
out.
want you at the podium. What exactly are you wearing?
I'm
It
sorry.
looked like you have a swimsuit on to me.
No, it's not a swimsuit, and I did not know this was a court date. I just told the lady.
I mean, that's what it looked like. It's a damn swimsuit. That shit that she got on looked like a swimsuit. I don't know what people like. Look, the lack of respect that these women have for the children that are there, for anybody that's walking around, for them to go out like that just shows a lack of self-respect, a lack of respect for anybody around them. This is not how you show up to court. I don't care what is going on. You don't show up to court like that.
Back there that I'm not dressed properly for court at all.
Really? Yes, you are not. I agree with that 100%. That's very insulting to me, that you would come into my courtroom dressed like that.
I apologize. I had no idea this was. It was in.
And see, with the white man, look, with the white man, she got a full apology. But when she's twerking on top of tables some damn where in front of a black man with his children eating, she don't have no apologies then. It's no apologies then. All of a sudden, I can live my best life. I can do whatever I want to. But in front of this white man, she act like she got a little bit of common sense. She knows she in the wrong. She knows she in the wrong.
In as a visit and not a court date. So I was unaware that this was a court date.
Bring shame back. Bring it back. We got to bring it back. That's exactly what's going on here. They're bringing it back. Look at the responses from the people in the gallery there. And even the prosecuting attorney.
Because she wrote on the back of the car, a visit. So it was never said that this was a court date.
And what are you covering up? Why you got your hand up there like that? I mean, this is ridiculous. Just a lack of respect. This is what we talk about ad nauseum.
Because they got no shame. And I'm saying my people, cause like again, that's what I see the most, and that's what I see doing. I'm not saying other folk don't do it too. I ain't got to do what other folk do. Same thing again. My mama told me when I would tell her something I wanted to do, she wouldn't let me do it. And I would say, "Well, Dan, I'm able to do it." She said, "I don't care what other folks are able to do." So again,
see, I like this brother right here. I watched this brother. He's got a lot of stand-up character, a lot of morals about himself. What he was just saying right here are old-fashioned values. When he was growing up, his mama didn't care about, look, I don't care about what them other kids are doing, what other people allowing them kids to do. You know what the rules are here, what's tolerated here. See, this is the time that I grew up in. It was a time of shame. It was a time where, look, you wasn't going to go out in public looking just any kind of way. You weren't going to just do what you wanted to do. There was order, something called order.
as I talk about what we're dealing with in my community, which affects me the most because that's where I live, don't come telling me about what other folks do because I don't care about what other folks do. I'm talking about my folks.
That's right. I'm paying the damn bills here. I'm paying the damn bills here in more ways than one. I live around you. You're in my area. You are a representation of me. I'm paying the bills here. So whatever that you're doing, if it's having an effect on me, I got the right to talk about it. If it's disturbing me, I'm going to talk about it.
My folks need to get some shame again.
My folks need to get some shame again. That's right. We need some damn shame again. Because what we're seeing out here, we got to get these clowns up out of here. Both men and women. Both of these types of clowns got to get up out of here. You know, because y'all embarrassing black people generally across the board. And we've been calling it out in the Black Manosphere for years.
We ain't got no shame. Nothing embarrasses us about our behavior. We ain't got no shame. But I'm gonna tell you something we do got a lot of. Some we do have plenty of. The ability to be offended.
Damn right. Black people are always offended by some stuff, but ain't got no shame. Like, how that work? How is it that you are constantly offended by something, but you don't got shame enough to wear proper attire to court, to wear proper attire to church, to wear proper attire out shopping? How is it that when somebody calls you out for your debaucherous behavior, twerking on top of tables, twerking on headlights at red lights, that you got the nerve, the audacity to be offended, but got no damn shame? It's about time, and we've been saying this. We have to bring shame back. There has to be a sense of order.
We ain't ashamed of no type of bad behavior from our people. This ain't all of us. I know I'm ashamed of it, and I'm ashamed to go out. You know, they don't apply to all of us black people. I know it's some black people solid like me that care.
But it applies to a large enough section of folks that what it does is that it makes all of us look bad. It makes all of us look bad. See, that's the thing, is that, look, if this was like one or two women doing this, or one or two men doing this, that's one thing. But when every time you turn around, what you're seeing is debaucherous dress, debaucherous behavior, and criminal behavior, then that's an issue. That needs to be called out, but they got the nerve to be offended by it.
About our family name, we believe in respecting ourselves and others. I know this ain't all black people. And y'all know since I've been on this channel, when I say some, when I say all, I don't mean all, every exact last one of them. I don't mean everyone. I'm talking about the majority. In my community right now.
Brother, they know what you mean. What it is that they like to gaslight. And that comes from a lot of the women. They like to gaslight and pretend like they don't know what you're talking about, or trying to put words in your mouth, or assuming things. Like, look, we all know who the clowns are. We know the clowns. Those are the people that need to be ran out of town. We need to run the clowns out of town.
If you correct one of these, if you say something to one of these young ladies, girl, why you dressing like that? If you got it, you can flaunt it, you just hating, that's the first thing they gonna throw you hating.
And see what it is, this is the deal. Now, when it comes to that, what he just talked about, what the ramifications are of that is that you're not gonna find a quality man acting like that. See, that's the thing. No respectable man. I'm not even talking about a high value man. I'm talking about a run-of-the-mill, respectable man, a blue-collar man, is not gonna go with anything like that. Like he is not gonna marry that up. He's not gonna wife that up. He's not gonna put a ring on it. See, that's where the consequences for her personally is gonna come in at. She gonna get ran through. She gonna get ran through, but she not gonna get wifed up. And nobody with any type of self-respect is gonna deal with any person that's out there debaucherous, dressed like that.
To say something about the woman on here naked with her butt turned to the camera and all of that type of stuff, you hate. She ain't got no shame. The man outside is paying down to his knees. You say something to him, he's going to be ready to put that strap on you.
And see, that's the thing about the clowns. It's men and women as clowns out here. Just like he just talked about. Look, they've been telling us for a long time, well, why don't y'all get y'all men straight? Why don't y'all talk about these men? It's because exactly what he just described. If you say anything to them, the first thing that's going to happen is they're going to try to get that quote unquote strap out. It ain't worth it. They too far gone. That's what it is that they too damn far gone. And then when you call law enforcement on them, now they want to call you a snitch. Now they want to say, oh, you ain't, no. But if I wanted to talk to you man to man, you can't do that because you're really not a man. You're a little boy. And when somebody says something to you, now you're mad. See, that's what we're talking about. The old days are over. Those days of men trying to check other men out here are over. These other quote unquote men, and they're really boys, they're not gonna look, they're not gonna listen. If anything, what's gonna happen is you're the one that's gonna get hurt and go to the hospital. That's what's gonna happen. It's just not worth it. And you telling them the right thing, you giving them some solid advice, but it's too late. They have been raised by these single mothers like they're 13, 14, 15 years old. You're not gonna tell them boys nothing. It's too damn late. And we blame the mothers for that. We blame the single mothers for it.
He ain't ashamed of that. Ain't shame. But we get offended like a son, bitch. We ain't ashamed of nothing, but everything offends us. Check this out.
A billboard in Mobile is causing a stir on social media. This is the billboard in question.
And I totally agree with this. It's time to get the clowns out. And I'm talking about the men and women out here shooting each other up, giving black people a bad look, stirring up drama, stirring up problems, not trying to actually be anything in their lives, not contributing to society. Just a whole problem all the way around. It's time to get the clowns out. Now, what is ironic about this whole thing, and I'm going to explain it later, let it play.
It's on the corner of St. Stephen's Road and Center Street. WKRG News 5's Clancy Callahan went there, and people in the area want to see it taken down.
A little more than 600 feet from one of the busiest roads in Mobile is a sign that's gaining some traffic of its own. A billboard with no sponsor and no name, just an image and a vague message. It's time to get the clowns out.
It's time to get the clowns out. So what the clown is this?
I can't say that I know what that I don't like it.
The people I spoke with hadn't seen the billboard yet, but weren't happy after seeing it for themselves.
I don't agree with that. I want to see this real good. I don't agree with y'all.
We spoke with other people who didn't want to be on camera, but they want the sign taken down. And as for the intended message, only the person who put it up knows. In Mobile, Clancy Callahan, WKRG News 5.
That's right. It's time to get the clowns out, y'all. I don't mean to play spoiler, but I'm gonna go ahead and play spoiler. Turns out a few days after this, a couple days after that, right? Turns out, that the person that owns that sign is a black man that owns some sort of club or some sort of comedy club there in that area. And he was basically just trying to promote his business. But there we go again with black folks being offended, having no shame, right? But being offended, taking offense to something so quickly, jumping to the gun, so quick to jump to the gun. But I'm going to take it there because I actually think that the sign should be exactly what I'm thinking that is for. It's time to get these clowns up out of here. These clowns got to get up out of here, bruh. Y'all got to go somewhere. All that they're doing, all that these men and women clowns are doing is casting a bad look on black people generally across the board. That's all that they're doing. And it's time to kick them to the curb. To say, look, you're not black. Let's take blackness away from debauchery and negativity and make it something special. Make it something of class. Make it something that means educated. Let's take that stereotype and look, the only way, in my opinion, to get that to happen, to take that stereotype away, is to disavow these particular types of individuals. That criminality mindset, that victimhood mindset, that mindset of not having any home training, not being able to dress properly for the event. That's what we need to do. Let's continue.
That right there. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I am a buck dancing sellout. Maybe I am. Because whatever it is, my tongue got tired, y'all. Whatever it is they're offended by with that sign right there, I'm not. It's just two clowns, I guess cause they black. That's the offensive part. Like we don't have black clowns. And the sign say it's time to get the clowns out. And they offended.
Offended by people just saying it's time to get the clowns out. What's wrong with that? Let's take the negativity, the debauchery out of blackness and get the clowns out. Let's own blackness, reclaim it, and say it is a class of people that are classy, that are highly educated, that have high moral standards, and just good people all the way around, not criminals, folks that are working on building their lives and trying to be happy. Let's do that for a change and kick these clowns out of town. I'm going to take it there. Let's do that.
Now I don't want that around here. You got to take that down. They don't know who put it up there.
Another good way to say that is let's make Black America great again. Let's make Black America great again and get rid of the clowns.
Ain't no pictures of the Klan, ain't like nothing. It's time to get the clowns out. A picture of 2 clowns. And then an uproar. So much so. They've been doing so much complaining and fussing and calling down the city hall, calling all around that where the news had to come make a story out of it. They offended by that sign.
Always offended. Like, I get where he's coming from. Like, he made a great statement. No shame, but always offended. No shame for the debaucherous activity, for the debaucherous way that they go around, you know, showing themselves in town and places like that, but then get offended when anybody calls them out on it. Yeah, go ahead, brother. You know what I mean? More of us need to do this.
Maybe they should be. I don't know. Maybe something wrong with me to where I'm sorry, but I would have looked at it something and kept like I wouldn't have thought twice about it. No profanity, no nudity. No, it's time to get the clowns out. Okay, it's election time in my city. I call politicians clowns, and different other people that are stupid to me, I call them clowns. Maybe they're talking about change, you know, vote them out, get the clowns out of here. I don't know what it means, but they offended for whatever reason.
They offended because in their mind, like, they think that they're the targets. And if that's what you think in your mind, then you are the target. You actually are the target. If you don't agree that debauchery needs to be taken out of town, that criminality needs to be swept off the streets, then yeah, you are the problem. See, they're exposing themselves for being offended. Anybody offended by that, you are the problem. You're exposing yourself as the problem. See how that works?
I guess causes black clowns. That's some kind of racial undertone or something. Y'all tell me because I can't figure it out. I don't know.
And just like I said, it turns out that the billboard is owned by a black man that owns a comedy club. It didn't even turn out to even be that, but I wish it was that. I'm going to take it there. It needs to go there. It's time to get the clowns out. I love the billboard.
But here's what they're not, and that is ashamed. They're offended by a sign, but they're not ashamed. And I know that hood right there. I'm from that hood. It's a ghetto. It's a slum. Trash everywhere. Major dogs running around everywhere.
Ooh, mangy dogs. I mean, I say it's trash everywhere, mangy dogs everywhere, crime, fields, area. He said he know the area. So what? Choco Kitty, what? He say he know the area. He say he know about the area, so he's in a great place to tell you exactly what it, you know what I'm saying, what it is and what it ain't.
Hookers walking around, drug dealers and addicts everywhere.
Not the hookers. Not the hookers walking around.
Yards with cars sitting on bricks in the yard. Old regular cars all on the side of the road, in front of the houses. Grass growing up, folks want to cut the grass.
See, we all know about these areas. Look, like, all jokes aside, we know about these areas. And I think that's a great slogan to put in the area like that. It's time to get the clowns up out of here. Run them up out of here. Because people trying to live. People trying to live.
Won't clean the yard. No shame. In that same nasty, filthy ass neighborhood, they're offended by a sign with some clowns on it. They're offended, but they ain't ashamed. They're not ashamed for their neighborhood to look the way it looks. The city's supposed to come.
His name, hey, Miss Elite, how you doing? His name is Big Ward the Genius. I watch him almost every day. He's he has some great like concepts, some great ideas. And he's really like intelligent, like he's really smart. So, you know, he makes a lot of good points. And this was one stream I said, you know what? I gotta review this. I got to. So yeah, random sharpened cards, you know, turned over all everywhere. It's like, okay, so the store, look. So the store is what, like a couple miles away? And it's a shopping cart right there on the corner by the stop sign. Like, how this cart got way over here?
Come clean it up. You can't clean up in front of your own front door. Somebody else got to come do it. That neighborhood full of trash.
He talking about basically, this is the topic, right? Is that black people get so offended, right? But they have no shame. Like they live terribly. They dress wrong. Like they're out here doing nefarious things. No shame at all. They're living terribly. You know, not even wanting to cut their grass, to fix their cars that are in the driveway, sitting up on blocks, you know. But then they got so offended by a sign, by a billboard sign that said, it's time to get the clowns out. And it turns out that the sign wasn't even what they thought it was about. The sign is owned by a black man who owns a comedy club, and he's trying to promote his comedy club. But I'm going to take it there. I wish the sign was about what everybody thinks that it's about. Because we need to take black back. Take black back. Take it back to meaning, you know, educated men and women, working class men and women, you know, dignified men and women. You know, that's what we need to do, is run the clowns out of town. Just disavow them. No, you're not black. I don't know what you are, but you're not black. Because black people don't act like this. Mm-hmm.
Bombs, wine bottles all over the place. Grass growing up in the yards. Mangy dogs walking around.
Not the mangy
look like they
dog.
smoking crack. The dog's crackheads.
Oh, Lord. He said the dog's crackhead.
And you offended. But you're not ashamed. You ain't doing nothing to clean up your neighborhood. You won't cut your grass. Won't clean up your front porch. Got bottles everywhere.
The dogs are
you won't get that old regular ass car to your yard. It's an eyesore. You don't care about none of that. No shame.
Man.
But look at that sign though. We don't appreciate that. That's racism. We're so easily offended by any goddamn. This been all on Facebook in my town today, y'all. Folks talking about that damn sign. You know who it is, mine, the black folk. Oh, they so offended. Oh, they ready to march and protest about that sign. But that exact same neighborhood is a dump. And I ain't talking about stuff that the city is responsible for. I'm talking about houses that people live in. They won't clean the trash at their own yard. City ain't supposed to do that. They won't cut their own grass. City ain't supposed to do that. They won't put that mangy ass pit bull down. Pit bulls running loose through the neighborhood, unchained, ribs showing. That's fine though, but that sign, it's got to go. My people perish for lack of knowledge.
Oh my God.
Get it. Got it. Good.
Man, we really got to do better. We really, really, really got to do better. Like, I'm just like, this is like, it's gotten bad. And the Black Manosphere, we're not the only ones talking like this. Like, it's a lot of people saying this, people that actually want to live like in a decent area, that have some type of self-respect for themselves. And this is another thing. Like, I'm gonna say one thing about the guy that got shot a couple of days ago. Look, I'm gonna say this. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on online right now, and I'm gonna say this, right? We need to understand that there are foreign governments that are working behind the scenes on social media to stir up drama, to stir up civil unrest. They are working behind the scenes, and Russia is one of them. Just like the Arab Spring. Does anybody remember the Arab Spring? That was an operation carried out by the CIA to overthrow a lot of governments over there in the Middle East when Obama was the president. Do you not think that other governments aren't trying the same thing over here? And I'm seeing a lot of like unnecessary escalation going on online. And see, that's where a lot of this starts. A lot of this starts online. And it escalates into something real and tangible. And like I'm going to tell you, like, look, Black people need to stay out of whatever that it is that's going on out here right now. We have nothing to do with what had occurred. And the right thing to do is just to stay out of it. Don't escalate anything. Don't say anything incendiary. Just stay out of it and let them handle this situation however that they need to handle it. That's just my thoughts on that, because I'm going to tell you, like, there's a lot of unnecessary talk, a lot of unnecessary things being said in other areas of social media that are not helping the situation, not one bit, not one iota. And the more that it escalates, the worse it's going to get. And look, this is, just like I said, perpetrated a lot of times by foreign governments. They will get into these social media apps, create accounts, and start saying things, start stirring people up. And the next thing that you know, there's a civil unrest and a whole civil war going on. This is how governments get toppled. So look, and it's happened before. This is not like some fairy tale deal. Like, we've done it to other countries. So to be naive and think that something of that nature couldn't happen here, you'd be sadly mistaken. So I just say, just stay out of that business, because Black people were not involved in that. And if anything does happen, then you know, if you hadn't said anything, if you hadn't done anything, then you're going to be on the right side of the law. You want to be on the right side of the law on this. You don't want to be on the wrong side. You don't want to be on the wrong side. Like I'm just saying, don't be on the wrong side of this. Be on the right side. Don't escalate. Don't do anything violent. Just stay calm. You know, because there's a lot going on, and you know, be aware of your surroundings. When you're out in public, make sure that you're looking around at who is around you. Know where your exits are. Things of that nature. And see, this is where it's good to have a husband or a man. But I'm not going to go there. But this is where it's good to have, you know, someone there that is responsible for that, for your protection. But right now, you know, as far as this social media stuff that's going on, like, we don't know what's real and what's not real. These folks can make whole videos, AI videos, that make things look a certain way, and it's not at all. And the next thing that you know, like, you know, folks are actually out there in the streets committing felonies on each other, ending each other over something that was fake. So just be aware of that possibility that what you're seeing may not even be real. But anyway, other than that, hey, Stop E-Begging, it's good to see y'all, you know, but I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I just wanted to say a few things about some things I saw this week. So other than that, peace, y'all.